I went into a state of mourning, and I believe I'm still in mourning. I think it's a terrible idea. I was very shocked because, I just think it's such a bad idea for our business, but also for the country. And most people I know in this business, in the film industry, are very unhappy about it. I do most of my business with Europe, so that makes me unhappy. But also I felt very angry with the government for not promoting remaining more and not explaining the situation better. And I felt angry with the Brexiteers for lying to the population about the benefits of Brexit. There was no reason to think. I've been a passionate European for ever since we joined the common market. There was no question that I would remain in Europe. Absolutely decided immediately to vote yes, stay. One word, angry. Not specifically, except it's taken up an awful lot of time. I've found myself speaking and defending the Remain position many times, and also I've ended up on various panels in the industry discussing Brexit. And I think the lack of proper information about Brexit has been a waste of time. I think it's the most badly planned move that the government has ever made, and I think so far it's a waste of time. But from a trade point of view, nothing has changed yet. I expect it will. I'm very disappointed with this country. I think I don't know if I see the country in a different light, although I think the decision to vote Brexit, I believe, has polarised the people in this country. I think that I understand why people have voted leave, but I think it's been badly informed, and I also think it's largely a protest by people who have not been looked after well by this government. So the Irish border question certainly highlights the ridiculousness of the situation, because we've been happily working. I mean, I think the fact that peace in Ireland has now taken place, and there is now a peace agreement, had a lot to do with the fact that we were both members of the European Union. And also, we've always been either in the European Union together or out of it together. We've never had the situation when one is and one isn't. And my feeling is that given the peace agreement, that it would be extremely difficult impossible to put in a hard border without reopening the wounds that have been there in Ireland. So it highlights the impossibility of a hard Brexit, and yet people persist in thinking that, oh, we can do it electronically and it will all be fine. I think there are so many problems with it that it's really badly thought through. I wouldn't leave the UK. I'm too old, and I'm certainly thinking that I might get an Irish passport, though. My brother's already applied for one. My other brother's thinking of it, and I hate the idea of not being part of Europe. And so if I can be part of Europe by becoming an Irish citizen as well, then I will certainly think about that. I wouldn't leave Britain, though. That's my home. I'd like to, I guess, make it clear that Brexit does mean a lot of difficulty for someone like me who makes co-productions with Europe all the time. And although Britain's still part of the European Convention, and we can officially make co-productions with Europe, and geographically we're still part of Europe, in the practical idea of having to trade with Europe and move people about, which is very common in our industry, there's a lot of common movement between the countries in our business, and the idea of filling in forms and having to trade in some antediluvian way fills me with real boredom, and I think that practically it will be very difficult to do co-productions in the way that we're used to, and I find that very depressing, as all the films I make are co-productions, and I just see that come Brexit, it's going to be more and more difficult for me to work in the way I'm used to, and so it may mean that I have to stop making the films I do in the way that I do, and that's bad.